Hi friends, today is the third installment in the Pure X Rawbeautykristi Palette Potential series. I am looking forward to this one because if you've been here for a while, you will know green is my favorite color. And today that's what we're gonna do. We are going to do a nice cool toned, very chilled out blue and green look. We're gonna keep it pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We'll just see where it goes because I really don't have a plan, to be perfectly honest. If you haven't seen the last video in this series, I will link it up here. And if you've never heard of this series before and it's your first time here, hello. I will leave the entire Palette Potential playlist in the description box down below. With that being said, I think we should just dive right into the eyeshadow. So without further ado, let's get started. I feel like my shirt is absolutely throwing off the white balance today, and that's okay. If I knew how to fix it, I would fix it, but I don't. So let's just prime away our life, our hopes, our fears. Every time I get a dislike on a video, I just kind of have to wonder why. I mean, I get it, like dislikes happen. They happen to everyone. However, I feel like I'm more accepting of dislikes if there's a very polarizing topic being discussed or if something problematic is happening. But I'm not sure if any of my videos are in any way polarizing. Maybe it's just people being like, I don't like your face, so thumbs down. And if you want a thumbs down my face, that's totally fine. All right, I think we're gonna start right away with Garden State just to map out a certain shape. I want it to come sort of up and rounded, I think, but I still wanna do a brighter inner third on the lid. So let's dip right into Garden State. It's got that signature fallout, and let's just let's just plop that right on, because I think this is going to be the focal point of this look, is this color. I want this to absolutely stand out above the crowd, even if I gotta shout it out loud. And because these shades are really softly pressed, I usually like to tap them into place first before swiping around, especially with like the initial building of a certain shade. She's pigmented though. Really smooth though, and not at all patchy. I'm gonna go deeper first before I blend out that edge. I'm gonna deepen things up in the outer third with Hurtful. We've already used this before, so we know it's going to be lovely, but I really wanted to see it in tandem with the blue. I feel like these shades go really well together in the palette. They're definitely more similar in tone than I had thought they'd be. I thought the blue was definitely going to give me more depth in this situation based on how it performed in the last video. They are blending really beautifully together though. Let's go back into Garden State just a little bit more around the edge. Try to get that a little more blended. And I was gonna use yellow to blend this out, but I think I'm actually gonna change my mind. Okay, so instead of yellow, I think I'm actually gonna blend out with a little bit of white and see what happens. Because I don't know if I wanna bring this into any sort of warm tone. So I'm gonna try and blend this out with Lumos and see where that takes us. Let's put that more on the brow bone. And then I think I wanna actually use that on the inner corner as well. Let's go back into Garden State. I feel like that's really pretty. I feel like that's really pretty. I want to blank this out a little bit so that we can brighten up the inner third, but I don't necessarily want it to be cut. I just feel like the blue and the green are quite pigmented, so I don't trust just going straight on top with one of the shimmers in the palette. So I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer in the back of my hand and trying to sort of softly tap this onto the lid. And then I'm gonna take Cafe Disco on my little fingy. The fallout actually kind of colored Cafe Disco a little bit. This is giving me very like ocean vibes. All right, let's go back into Lumos. Just try and connect these two little worlds on the inner corner. And then take Cafe Disco, go on top of that just a little bit. I kind of want the blend from the white to the shimmer to be soft. but I don't want to take it right into the inner corner because I kind of like this bright matte white inner corner. Let's go back into Garden State just for a quick blend of this area here. and then back into Hurtful. Okay, I really like this. It's very like, and I like the soft cut crease. I don't know, there's an elegance to that. Let's continue on with the lower lash line. While we're here, I'm gonna dip back into Hurtful just to start things off. Kind of trying to keep this area clean. All right, let's blend that out with a little bit of Garden State. I'm being very gentle, by the way. I'm barely grazing my skin. And then I kind of want to take Cafe Disco and place it on the lower lash line just underneath the inner corner. Kind of blend it in about halfway. I don't know, I think it accentuates a little bit of the puffiness and kind of makes it look a little, I don't know, glossy. All right, I'm gonna do this all on the other side, put on some lashes, and then we will come back and finish the rest of the look. Okay, other side is done, lashes are on. I thought you might be tired of seeing the same lash over and over again for this series, so I went and picked up a pair of Kiss lashes. This is in the style Midnight. I figured this is gonna be comparable to the kind of style that the other ones are. However, these are a lot more natural. They are super wispy and very subdued, incredibly comfortable, and they were $10 at London Drugs. You honestly can't go wrong with a Kiss lash. Let's finish up this look. Let's do some blush, a lip. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a nude lip. I mean, is anyone surprised? Probably not. But for blush, I don't wanna go too warm. I've done that combination before in other videos where I'm doing a blue eye and a peachy blush. So I think I wanna keep it nude again. I know I've been doing that a lot. I feel like Cairo, the one I used in the last video, is going to be a bit too dark. So let's start off with Honey Thief because I feel like that's a nice middle ground. I feel like I want to just deepen up a little bit with Cairo, not too much so, just on the apples. As always, I just like tapping into a little bit of ambient blush. Highlight. Again, I want to keep it pretty cool toned. I don't want to go too peachy. Flexitarian would probably be the best match. It is real icy. And sometimes that can be a bit unflattering on me. I also have Clutch from the Pixie Rach Loves palette. Yeah, that's a bit too champagne. And then we also have from the same palette, Lace, which is a little bit more pink, but you can kind of see that it is a bit darker. So I think I might actually go with Flexitarian. All right, let's use a brush because I feel like I can always get a little bit more of a diffused look rather than using my finger with the Super Shocks. So let's try and just put this on real sparingly. You just have to be so careful with the Super Shock formula. I'm just gonna quickly throw on a few freckles. All right, let's line these bad boys. I don't think I want to put on a lipstick per se. I think I want to keep it just really fresh gloss and that's it. Do I do flat white or do I do fussy? Let's go with fussy. It's a little more natural. It is just the best lip gloss. Let's do the two-step that I completely forgot in the last video. Let's spray down. And the other thing I forgot, which is bottom mascara. Guys, I tell you this every single time. All right, folks, this is the finished look. I'm really happy with it. With my hair color, I feel like this whole color scheme is giving me Venus on the half shell vibes. Not the look specifically, but just the color combinations. The green turned out to be more of a blue. It's funny because one of my subscribers actually called it a blue, saying, I really want to see you use that bright blue shade. And I'm like, that's a green though, right? Like is that not green? Turns out it's more of a blue than a green. I bet if I paired it with the yellow, it would turn out a little bit more green, but it's just that kind of borderline on the cusp shade, but I'm not mad at it. It's a really beautiful shade. As far as the palette goes, we still haven't hit a roadblock yet with any of these shades, not to my knowledge anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. I love using this white to blend out edges and lighten other colors. It plays so well, even with these really deep jewel tones. Adding a white instead of a black into the palette was just a really practical choice. And it reminds me that I can always just lighten other colors with a white, which I don't do very often, but maybe I should do more often. So that's it for today's video. I'm just really happy with how it turned out. So many people replied that they wanted to try out the last look, which I'm really happy about. I love hearing people saying, I want to try this at home. So if you do, please tag me in those photos. I love seeing those. And for those of my subscribers who are a bit more keenly observant than others, if you were wondering or if you were curious, yes, I did actually get lip filler. It was my kind of birthday present to myself because I'd been wanting to explore that for a few years now at this point. If you've been here long enough, you know the frustration that I felt about my lips and about how asymmetrical they were and how annoying I found overlining. Also, I was just really curious to see what it would be like because it's not something that is super permanent. You have that ability to just try it out for a little while to see how you feel. It was a few days ago and it was actually a follow-up appointment. I actually got it done for the first time 3 months ago. And I don't know if everyone was just being polite or if it just really wasn't that noticeable, but no one said anything, not even my mom, which made me think that maybe it wasn't as prominent or as dramatic a change as I had thought it was. But this time I do feel like there's enough of a difference that some people might clock it. So I just wanted to throw that out there to be perfectly transparent with you. I love how they look. I'm really happy with it. I think it's something that I will keep up. And it makes me feel really confident even when I'm not wearing lip liner or a lipstick. If lip filler is something that you're curious about and something that you've been thinking of trying, definitely just leave any questions you have down below. Maybe I can give you some insight into how it went for me. Of course, it's not a necessary thing. It was for myself. It was something that I wanted to do for me, and it was not something that I felt pressured to do by anyone else, and especially not by anyone in society. If you're gonna make a decision like that about your body, it should be for you and not for anyone else. That's kind of how makeup is too, I feel like. So ultimately, if it's not hurting anyone and it makes you feel confident in yourself, I'm all for it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. On that note, let's just wrap this up. Here are the many ways that you can help out my channel. You can give this video a huge thumbs up. You can comment down below on what you thought of everything. Those two things are key in helping my channel grow. Engagement is really crucial, especially just starting out. So the more you engage, the better my numbers get, the more my video gets out there, the more I am thrown into the algorithm. So please just keep that up. And of course, you can always subscribe. I always get people asking me why my subscriber count is so low, why my channel is slept on. And for those of you who say that, thank you so much. I mean, that's a huge compliment and I really appreciate it. The best thing you can do is to share with a friend, share a video that you particularly like. You can follow me on other social media. I will leave those right there. And of course, if you want more behind the scenes stuff, more of my personal life, more of my thoughts and feelings about my process, please go check out the Patreon link down below. I wanted to shout out a Black creator on this platform. His name is D'Angelo Wallace. I've never seen a more well thought out, orchestrated call out video in my life. He has done exposés on some of the biggest creators on the platform, and I think it goes further than just gossip or tea. Everything he says is backed up by facts and evidence. I don't know, and he takes you into really the analysis of the social mores of YouTube as a platform, how YouTube trends really change the way our brains work in general. It's staggering the amount of work he puts into each video. So if you're a person like me who's interested in YouTube culture, just go give him a follow. He's incredible. I hope you're doing well. Please stay safe, stay sane, wash your hands, wear a mask, especially on public transit and in enclosed spaces. Please, please, please wear a mask. And of course, above all else, just be kind and be generous. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.